say no. You say no. You say no. You're letting the Palestinians die because of your selfishness. It drives me crazy.
Cenk, I have an award for running a ceasefire website that millions of people around the world have used. You're calling me selfish?
I am curious, now that Netanyahu is launching this conquest imminently, and he's saying, yes, this is our plan. We are going to take the Palestinian land. We are going to continue to murder them, and we are going to drive them out. Are you still going to hide behind excuses? Are you still going to be biased and go, yeah, no, as long as Israel's the one doing the ethnic cleansing, then I'm okay with it, because excuse number 1, 2, and 3, and every excuse has to do with how Palestinians are savages and violent and can't be trusted and have to be murdered because they're the violent ones, right? And then finally, this Jordan, this idea like, oh, don't trust Trump, he'll never ever do the right thing because he doesn't have good intent and he's not actually a peacenik. Of course, it isn't about good intent and like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I think maybe Donald Trump's heart opened up. No, the only reason he might do it is because of corruption and ego.
Dude, Donald Trump doesn't have any incentive to do this. Like, what would be his incentive to develop a Palestinian state? He doesn't have any incentive. He wants a Nobel Prize. I mean, I know he wants a Nobel Prize, but like, dude, the entire evangelical base, think about this, guys. The entire evangelical base in America would fucking shit a brick if Donald Trump developed a Palestinian nation. The evangelical Christians in America would fucking like that might get Trump killed. It literally might get Trump shot by the evangelicals. I'm serious. They would want to fucking JFK his ass if that happened. Like, you don't even understand, man. The evangelicals, for them, Israel needs to attack everybody. It needs to be a world war in the Middle East.
No, the only reason he might do it is because of corruption and ego. If he thought they're going to build statues of him all over the world and he was going to get a Nobel Peace Prize and he was going to get to take home a couple of $1 billion, that's why he would do it. It's not complicated, and Trump's not a complicated guy. Nevertheless, it is way less likely because still Israel has an enormous amount of power in this country and they are now exercising it in 8,000 different ways. And so that's why on the Qatar jet, oh my God, every ally of Israel is, and again, the jet's wrong, right? But every ally of Israel is out all over media. Every politician, including Republicans, all of a sudden finding a way to oppose Trump, right? Etc. And going, no, Qatar's a bunch of terrorist Muslim savages. We have our biggest base in the Middle East in Qatar. If they're such terrorists, why are we working with them? Why are we putting our troops in danger? No, Israel's interests are affected. No, terrorist, anti-Semite. Okay, yeah, try that, go ahead. But you know what's happening? The MAGA base is going, you call me anti-Semite one more goddamn time. I dare you call me anti-Semite one more time, okay? They had it up to here.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? The MAGA base.
I know, I'm out on a limb. I said it at the very beginning of the Trump administration. It's not even a majority likelihood, but is there for the first time a chance, a non-zero chance, that they'll get to the right answer because of all the forces that I just explained, the corruption, the ego, etc.? Yes, there is. Yes, there definitely is. There is a possibility. And if you're not open to that possibility, you're making a giant mistake. We should, Jordan, last thing, I know we're so over here, but you have to encourage that possibility. You have to tell Trump, oh my God, you'll be a hero. But by the way, he would be in that case. Oh, but if you say, nope, I'm just gonna be super pessimistic and I'm gonna yell at him no matter what he does, even if he does the right thing.
Dude, see, you know what's so bullshit about this? Is how he's like, no, we can't be pessimistic with Donald Trump. We gotta be hopeful and encouraging that Trump will do the right thing. Dude, hello, when is the last time any of us have seen TYT be hopeful or not pessimistic about anything the Democratic Party has done, right? I mean, why does MAGA get this like, we got to be hopeful, we can't be pessimists, we really got to be on board here, we really need to nudge and encourage the right behavior, but like, man, anything to do with the Democrats, there is no pessimism. It is scorched earth, bleak, the damage is already done, they'll never do the right thing, they're complete fucking degenerates, the radical left, right? You know what I mean? Like, I honestly cannot remember the last time I have seen a clip by either Cenk or Anna saying anything that was like encouraging. I'm not even talking about positive. I'm talking about where they had the tiniest shred of hope that like anything good would come of the Democratic Party. Like, dude, it feels like it's been years. You know what I mean? Like years. But now he's just like, you know, we got to remain hopeful. We got to remain positive. And I'm telling you, like, this is highly suspect the way he does this.
And you know what? And because if he does the right thing and frees the Palestinians, no, he's still doing other things wrong. Since he's doing other things wrong, I'll never give him credit, even though this would be a historic act. I think that's a massive mistake. So, do you see that encouraging him to do the right thing, especially encouraging the right wing to push him to do the right thing, might be the right strategy?
I don't have faith in them doing that. Like you just laid out.
Touche.
All of the opposition to this plan is rooted in Islamophobia. Much of it, to be fair. Why would they suddenly take a different tact here? I think what we have seen, especially from the right on foreign policy, going back to the Gulf days, if you want to be accurate, but largely from the war on terror on, it is a jingoistic foreign policy, and that's going to extend to Palestinians as well. So I just am not holding my breath. I mean, sure, I guess I'll encourage you, do the right thing, but like, I feel like it's falling on deaf ears.
But Jordan, how can you say it's falling on deaf ears? Joe Rogan's talking about it. Like, I'm not just talking about Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, and the far right. Rogan, Theo Vaughn, endlessly.
Like Tucker Carlson is a straight up anti-Semite. The reason he's taking that position is because he's an anti-Semite. He is a white nationalist.
Like,
that's why
no, Jordan, I'm being serious. Hold on. If he's an anti-Semite and that's our speculation, okay, that's terrible, and I'm going to deal with that later. But are you trying to discourage him from, like?
I'm not trying to discourage him. I'm not saying he's going to be an effective messenger to persuade Trump.
Of course he is. Who would be an effective messenger?
How?
A Democrat? That doesn't make any sense, Jordan.
Not.
Of course, Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene are much more likely to persuade Donald Trump than we are.
Dude, what is he talking about? Like, dude, they're much more likely to get heard than you, but like, you think Marjorie Taylor Greene is gonna persuade Donald Trump to do something? I don't know. I feel like Tucker doesn't have any sway either, right? Because you remember, right? You remember like 787 million? I think Trump likes Tucker fucking greasing his ass and doing PR for him, but Donald Trump remembers Tucker's messages about how they know Trump is full of shit and they're totally fucking sick of him.
Isn't that the most obvious thing in the world?
No, I'm not saying any of us are going to. He's going to listen to the most powerful in the world. He's going to listen to the military-industrial complex. That is who will reign supreme here. And if Israel wants weapons and they want to continue that cash flow, they're going to have more influence than podcaster Tucker Carlson. It boils down to money. The only reason he's saying that is because he is a white nationalist. You look at his comments on people in the Middle East going back to the 2000s. He sees them as subhuman. Like, there are many comments that he made on that shock jock shit.
Jordan, let me. No. I'm really mad about this. Hold on.
Why would I lift him up? There are plenty.
No. Stop with that nonsense, Jordan. Hold on. Listen.
How is it nonsense?
Okay, here's why. Because you are the people who are saying that, yes, including you. You're being intensely selfish. Let me explain. So Tucker Carlson said we shouldn't go into Iraq after he originally was in favor of it, but after the war started, he said, we shouldn't be there, and I don't want to deal with these monkeys. Now he's talking about Muslims. That's my people. Okay. So am I in favor?
Dude, I love it when Cenk starts talking about his people when he is like, dude, Cenk is about as Muslim as I am, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always says it. I know he, like, grew up Muslim, but, like, please, dude, you are, like, the least fucking Muslim person I think I've ever seen.
Remember that? No, absolutely not. So I could choose to do one of two things. If we were back in that time, I could either encourage the Tucker Carlson wing of the party to get out of Iraq, which would have saved hundreds of thousands of lives, or I could say, I am morally pure. He was Islamophobic. I banish him and I cancel him. And it's better that I cancel him because of my feelings than we save hundreds of thousands of lives in Iraq. That's intensely selfish. Let it go. Yeah, okay, I don't know what his intentions are, and I don't give a goddamn what his intentions are. You've got to get the right wing. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, Jordan. I'm not saying, I'm not naive. It's not like I don't know. I've been railing against the power of the Israeli lobby and the military industrial complex. But if we just go, oh, nope, I don't want any allies. I don't want allies from the people who are in charge now. How could you not see that that's maniacal and intensely selfish?
Because they're not our allies. When have they ever shown to be an ally?
Right now, right.
See, dude, Cenk does this thing. This is a microcosm of what he's doing with MAGA, right? He's like saying, no. Like, they're saying we can trust them now. They're saying something that's beneficial to us, so we should transactionally partner up with them. Better to have them than nothing. But the thing Cenk doesn't realize is, like, they're not going to be your ally. They might be saying shit, but I don't think they're a real ally, right? In the course of Tucker Carlson's anti-Semitism, he might say something that sounds like to Cenk, like, oh, he believes in me now. But you can guarantee that fucking Tucker Carlson is not going to go out and help the Palestinian people. Like, come on. This is the type of thinking that had Cenk believing MAGA was going to cut the military budget, okay? But you know he's not. You know they're not. You know they're not helping out. Like, come on, dude. It's such bullshit. It's naive, dude. It is. It's naive. It is so naive. And what's more, I believe that this type of thinking is born out of a desperation on Cenk's part, that thinking like any port in a storm. But dude, that shit never works.
From the people who are in charge now, how can you not see that that's maniacal and intensely selfish?
Because they're not our allies. When have they ever shown to be an ally?
Right now. They're saying.
No, they're not. They haven't done anything.
Jordan, what the hell do you want him to do? Marjorie Taylor Greene says, I don't want to give any more money.
Because he says one thing, you're like, oh, let's listen to him. He hasn't done anything.
Jordan, I'm not saying go vote for Trump. I'm not saying go support Trump. I'm saying push Trump to do the right thing.
The guy
but you say no. You say no. You say no. You're letting the Palestinians die because of your selfishness. It drives me crazy.
Cenk, I have an award for running a ceasefire website that millions of people around the world have used. You're calling me selfish?
Dude, he's saying you're letting Palestinian people die? Like, what the bro?
Yes, I am. Jordan, you've done.
Because I don't inherently believe one thing that Trump said on camera.
No, it's not about believing, Jordan. It's not about believing. So first of all, Jordan, you have been freaking amazing on this issue. You've been one of the best people in the country on this issue, and I love you for it. Okay, but I'm not asking you to be naive and go, oh, I just trust Trump on everything now.
Dude, you are asking him to be naive because you're asking him to trust Trump on this, which is not fucking, you know what I'm saying? Which is never gonna happen, bro. Like, what the dude?
You to be political and strategic and your normal, incredibly smart self, and go, when the right wing comes to our side, we're not going to their side. When they come to our side, whether it's Tucker Carlson or goddamn it, Joe Rogan, when they're all coming to our side, don't tell them, I don't want you. You're an anti-Semite, you're a white nationalist. I don't want you, and I don't believe you.
Dude, nobody's coming to your side, Cenk. Just because somebody says an offhand comment or something, they're not coming to your side, okay? Dude, you went to Amfest. Charlie Kirk didn't come to your side. He was there. They were making fun of you, bro. They were fucking spitting in your face with that Second Amendment talk and the way they gave you crickets during the trans shit. Dude, they are not on your side. They are using you as someone to piss on and laugh at, and as somebody who goes around like tooting their horn. What a fucking clown show.
Take yes for an answer. For God's sake, for the Palestinians' sake, Jordan, you've been amazing on this. Please take yes for an answer.
When he does something.
No, we gotta push him to do it, Jordan. By the time he decides to do it or not do it, it's too late. If you just sit back and go, oh, I'm not gonna help the right who wants to stop the funding to Israel, the right who wants to stop the ceasefire, etc. I don't believe them, they're all racist.
Dude, the right who wants to stop the funding to Israel, dude, it's like Marjorie Taylor Greene and a couple of libertarian people, right? The libertarian right. I hate to break in here, but I have to break in, and I feel like we need to bring a South Beach moment into this, okay? Remember, okay, guys? Follow me on this train of thought. Cenk Uygur, okay, is the dude who wandered around South Beach typing up his little incel blogs, desperate to get laid, desperate for any woman to fuck him or to show the tiniest interest in him. Cenk Uygur is one of those guys where if he's out there on South Beach all horny and shit, if one of those model types was even nice to him for a moment, he would be like, oh my God, she's gonna have sex with me, right? The tiniest bit of niceness. And he's like, oh, here we go. That was a huge sign. She's coming around. She's really interested in me. And she's like, ew, like, what the fuck are you doing? I literally was just not being mean to you, right? This was like nothing. And he's like, oh, he's getting ready to getting ready to go to the chapel with her. I mean, he just doesn't get it, man.
I don't believe it. I'm not gonna help them. Okay, oh, oops, they didn't have enough power because they had no allies on our side. They had no allies anywhere else. And so we gave up, we sat on our hands, and we were losers, and we were pessimistic, and we gave up on the Palestinian people. We just gave up on them because calling Tucker Carlson an anti-Semite was more important to us than saving Palestinian lives. That's my opinion. I can't stand it. I think you're dead wrong on it. I love you. You've been wonderful on this issue, but no.
Dude, he's like, this guy is a fucking, what a clown, dude. Jesus.
Oh, when the other side comes to us on a super important issue where lives are on the line.
They haven't come to you, Cenk Uygur. Just because an anti-Semitic guy says something against Israel doesn't mean he's come to your side. You know what I'm saying? And they are terribly Islamophobic. I would venture to guess that Tucker Carlson is far more Islamophobic as he is anti-Semitic, right? Like, given the choice between the two, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, oh, all right, I am incredibly anti-Semitic, but we're gonna drop a bomb on these brown people real quick, and then I will get back to my anti-Semitism. Dude, and Cenk's like, why am I pulling shrapnel out of my ass? It's because you're a fucking idiot, dude. And the Jordan guy knows he's a fucking idiot, bro. Like, look at this, dude. What is he doing, bro? Dude, he just doesn't get it.
I don't care about what their past is. And oh, they said the wrong word once. Oh, what do they think about trans people?
They said the wrong word once?
Kidding me? Let's go save some lives.
It's like hard to watch because what's crazy about this, guys, is you got to understand that this guy, all right, we've just been watching like 10 fucking minutes of this guy crash out because he's like, Jordan, you need to trust Trump. We need to push Trump. We can actually push Trump with all these Islamophobic, racist, transphobic weirdos. You got to just trust me. We can do this. You're abandoning people. But like, this motherfucker won't even go on Sam Cedar's show, dude. Right? He won't even go like, you know what I mean? Like negative 100 this energy for anyone in his own goddamn party, dude. He won't even say a fucking nice thing about like anyone on the Democrat side won't believe in them like 0.1%. Okay, but now he's doing this huge crash out to like, I mean, I feel like he's just hoping maybe this goes viral. Look, it has 800 views. Dude, the video, I put out a video that like has almost 2,000 views in the same time period. No one's even watching this shit. Dude. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.